Landlords. On May the 4th, a new regulation came into effect called the Debt Respite Scheme. It allows people in England and Wales with unsustainable debt to arrange to enter in what's called a breathing space. This scheme will ban banks and landlords for chasing tenants for unpaid debts by offering them a period of time to try and find a solution to their financial problems. Once someone enters into a breathing space, their creditors are not allowed to contact them directly to request payment of the debt or take enforcement action to recover the debt while the breathing space is ongoing. This is designed to provide people in debt with enough time to find a solution for their financial problems. While this legislation is aimed primarily at large lenders such as banks, the obligations apply for any creditor, including landlords. In particular, landlords who are seeking possession because of rent disputes. There are two different types of breathing space that a tenant may enter into. The first is a standard breathing space, and the second is a mental health crisis breathing space. For the most part, both types of breathing space operate in the same way. Creditors are not allowed to contact them directly to request payment of the debt or take enforcement action to recover the debt. This includes taking possession of the property. However, the duration and frequency of the breathing spaces vary. A standard arrangement will last for a maximum of 60 days. For a mental health crisis breathing space, the breathing space ends 30 days after the tenant's treatment ends. So who decides? Local authorities providing debt advice and FCA-approved debt advisors can grant breathing spaces to people in debt. They would be expected to speak to them to establish whether this is the best thing for them. If they are able to pay off the money that they owe through the proper budgeting or selling things, then a breathing space may not be deemed the right solution for them. If the breathing space is thought to be the most appropriate way forward, the name will be added onto an electrical record and their creditors will be notified, although this decision can be challenged. So what's the impact on Section 8 possessions? Firstly, the Section 8 possession allows a landlord who has correctly served the notice to seek possession of the rental property from the tenant during the term of the assured short-hold tenancy. This is often served due to a breach of contract for most landlords. This will usually occur when the tenant is in arrears. In these cases, they cannot serve a Section 8 notice, apply for a warrant or money judgment, or receive a possession order during the breathing space. They should also not contact the tenant to request payment of the debt during this time. If there are judgments against former tenants for damage to the property or other unpaid bills, then this will also be covered if they enter a breathing space. It is worth noting that secured debts aren't covered by breathing space rules, so your mortgage lender would still expect to receive mortgage payments during the period your tenant was in their breathing space. However, it is likely that you'll be able to come to an arrangement should you explain your situation. Once notified that your tenant has entered into a breathing space, you or your agent must not do any of the following until the breathing space has ended. Contact the tenant directly in relation to the debt, obtain a warrant in relation to the debt, serve a notice seeking possession because of the debt, sell the debt on to a third party, charge interest on the debt over a period covered by the breathing space, apply for a judgment in relation to the debt, enforce an existing money judgment for the debt, take control of the tenant's belongings during their breathing space, request third-party deductions from universal credit or other benefits, and finally start bankruptcy proceedings. You may continue to contact your tenant about anything non-related to the debt. For example, arranging repairs or inspections for electrical or gas safety checks. In addition to this, if the tenant has asked to talk to you about the debt solution or debt, then you can answer these inquiries. If you require any further information about this new regulation and what your responsibilities are as a landlord, feel free to give our expert property management team a call on 0207 923 9222. We're always here to help. On another note, it's been a month since the new regulations around EICRs came into effect. You can see my video on the new legal requirement if you follow the link here. Thanks for watching and subscribe onto our YouTube channel to keep on top of all landlord responsibilities and latest news.